beautiful day here, perfect time to clear out the tile saw room, clean and maintain these tile saws, and talk about the evolution of the wet tile saw. Here we go. We will start with this dinosaur. It all began with your Husqvarnians, your MKs, and your Targets. This tile saw is almost 30 years old. 3 decades, it still runs, it still cuts straight. It is made of all metal. It is extremely heavy. This was a very expensive saw and a go-to for all professionals and contractors. It is belt driven, different than all tile saws these days, which are direct drive. Makes the tile saw extremely quiet. In comparison to your Dewalt. But times have changed. These saws lack a lot of options that the newer saws have. Your plunge option to plunge down into a tile. Your bevel or miter option to miter or bevel tiles. This arm here is extremely close to the frame and tray, not allowing you to cross-cut one of the most popular size tiles, which is a 12 by 24. You must run it halfway, flip it around, and finish your cut. In order to plunge cut something, you need to remove the tray and freehand your plunge. But during its time, this was the leader. It was one of the first wet tile saws to help cutting tile for tile installation, and a lot of tile installers still use this saw to this day. Let's make some cuts. These all-metal, belt-driven saws were expensive to make. And what came next in order to produce at a lower cost was a direct drive motor, the Dewalt. Released in 2005, this is when the direct drive domination happened in the tile industry. These saws were cheaper to make, they were cheaper to purchase, and they had a lot of bells and whistles, options, your plunge, your miter, larger cutting capacity, and much lighter to move around from point A to point B. It contains water well with the trays, extension tray for large format, plunge, miter, and the motor is extremely reliable. Let's make a couple of cuts. Now, some time passed, contractors and builders and installers wanted a smaller tile saw to move around from location to location without breaking their back. The Dewalt is a great saw, but it is big, bulky, and awkward to move around. So smaller versions of tile saws were launched. Your 7-inch tile saws, your 8-inch tile saws, from rigid to cobalt Blackmon Beast, Delta, and now these 7-inch tile saws have become very popular. Now this is my favorite 7-inch tile saw. It is a Delta Cruiser 7-inch. Yes, I did paint it to match my Dewalt tools. The major benefits of this saw is that it's half the weight of the D24000. This saw can do everything the D24000 can do as well. Plunge, miter, rip up to 24 inches. The saw is a bit messier, and with this amazing gravity stand, it is extremely easy to move around from location to location. Let's make one quick cut and then show you how technology is allowing these tile saw companies to evolve much quicker, helping us contractors and builders to cut more efficiently. Now, if you live, cut, and build in parts of the country where it is very cold, dealing with water is not fun. Freezing cold water. So this IQ dry cut dustless tile saw is a game changer. Now they have developed a specific diamond dry cut blade that doesn't get hot and will last just about the same amount of time as a wet tile saw blade. It also has a very strong vacuum system to suck in all of the silica dust so that you can use this indoors. So not only do you not have to deal with the water, you can also use this and cut your tile indoors without having to breathe all of that bad silica dust. IQ also offers a miter attachment, and this right here, which is the large format table attachment, because tiles are simply getting bigger and bigger and bigger. A 12 by 24 tile is not necessarily considered large format anymore. We're moving up to 24 inch by 24 inch or your 24 inch by 48 inch tiles, which are very typical these days with your designers, builders, contractors, and homeowners. Let's quickly rip a 3-foot porcelain tile with this IQ saw and then move on to the high capacity tile saw. We now quickly talk about the big boy, the Dewalt D36K. Again, this saw can rip longer and bigger tiles than any other tile saw on the market, other than bridge saws. And this saw also can contain water when cutting large tiles better than any other tile saw as well. So, if you're cutting large tiles indoors, this is your go-to saw. It will contain the water within the trays and it'll make those cuts quick and easy. Let's make a quick cut. Talk about the small compact tabletop tile saws. We use these on a regular basis. They started out with stationary trays where you push your tile material through, evolved to sliding trays, and then evolved to sliding trays with dry cutting, dustless cutting. So you don't have to deal with cold water and making a mess. Well, there you go, the evolution of the wet tile saw. I wonder what's going to come next. Let me know in the comment section below what kind of new technology you want to see come out of a tile saw. For me, it will have to be cordless. As usual, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.